And away we go for Thursday. How's everybody doing today? Had to get today's session in. A little under the weather again. I don't know what the heck. Better than yesterday, but a little nasally today. So just be aware that I might not be sounding the same. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for showing up, folks. Great to see everyone. Let's get to it. I'm going to just rip through the crypto because HSI, how you doing? Harmonic Strength Index is a full go. We're having a nice little pop going today. Ethereum up 3%. Bitcoin's up about the same. Starting to try to get maybe to 1.7, 2%. Some of the altcoins are trying to do some things. So, and it's fitting within the picture we painted over the last couple of weeks. We did say that the 2 weeks was so critical. At the end of June, I was saying these next 2 weeks, so critical. We talked about it on Tuesday, and today we get the progress we need. Look, all it needs to do is stay at these levels. Basically, Ethereum, anything above 1180, you'll trigger that HSI on the weekly. Not to mention, what is the formation of this structure? This amplified RSI structure. It's a beautiful W complex formation. What does that tell us? Well, you got some things developing. You got at least a secondary low on the indicator, and if we can just pop out, that would start a nice little reaction. This is Ethereum. Ethereum's even better than I think Bitcoin. And some of these altcoins that we have mentioned, like Sandbox and a couple others, yeah, they did those checkbacks. And now they're putting in some progress, and this is what should be happening. When you stack your patterns and confirmation strategies together, then there's an expected reaction that has to happen. What's up, Mr. Lodak? Mr. Lodak, happy birthday to you. 42 years old today. Congratulations for making it into your 40s. You know, they say life starts at 40. I believe that, actually. Although I've had a few lives in this life. Probably one from 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, and now 40 to whatever. But happy birthday, Mr. Lodak. Great to have you with us. Man Bear Pig. God, I'm afraid of you. Indian Crypto Man, Claire, what's happening, folks? Glad to have everybody here. And everyone that's listening or watching after you get home from work or at night when you can't sleep, like me, big shout out to you folks. I get more of you every day. So if you want, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me, just so you get more notifications of the fun harmonic patterns. What we do here, exclusively harmonic pattern framework. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, around 12 noon each day. So come join with us. Don't be afraid. Go sign up as a basic member. Get some of the resources that I mentioned before, all right there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about confirmation, and those strategies can be found in your Harmonic Trading Volume 2. That's a free PDF available as a basic member. And we're going to talk about why this kind of confirmation stuff is so critical. We're looking for multiple elements, but I'm telling you, when you get the extreme reading reversal, you get a pattern, then you have some things that are workable, actionable, if you will. So absolutely, a lot going on here, and we don't want to screw around with the signals. We'll talk about complex structure in Ethereum and what can we expect from here. Again, I've been mentioning this is just a starting point, but it sure is fitting in nicely with the 2-week time frame we have been talking about. We are now July 7, getting into the next week. We're already into that second week technically. And this is the kind of thing we want to look for. We want to see this complex structure develop. We know that it'll lead to some kind of reaction, and then we go from there a little bit further. But it really seems like the selling has dried up. That would be another way to think about this. Ethereum, what's the structure? Well, I did mention that there is an A, B, C, D right off the top on the weekly, and it's 30 bars. Take a look. Just go from here to here. Okay, your bar 30 like 4 now. If I move that over 1. So pattern length 30 weeks, that's a good one. 30 is a happy number. You absolutely want to see 30 in your structures. Use the 30 bar count, and this would be something else I would be considering. That, look, we're getting confirmation. Beautiful. Finally, something, a signal on Ethereum. It's coming out of the zone. It's already out. It will not officially trigger until the end of the week. But the fact that you've got this much progress is a great start. Only a couple more days for this to hold its head. I don't really see much that would slow this down. And then the final piece, again, is this complex structure in your the amplified RSI. We know it's a W formation. We have talked about that for weeks. I mean, we really talked about that 3-4 weeks ago, that would be a W structure. We would spend 2-3 more weeks in that oversold until we popped out. So I really want everyone to understand that this is a starting point. We've got some things that we haven't had in a long time. And now you got to read the metrics and just kind of respond to what the measurements are telling you. Across the board, we've seen some HSI check back, registered last week and check back. Ethereum and Bitcoin seem to be almost the laggards. But we've got a long way to go. Really, a long way to go with this. And you want to see Ethereum move. You want Ethereum to move, and what can it do? Well, let's do the harmonic scale. What about a 382? Is that the low for now? 382? I mean, this is just a maximum number. Maybe 2,400? Is that insane? And then back down? Could that happen? And then you go? That could happen, folks. That very well could happen. You could get a big rally off of this low, bring everybody in, sucker them in, and then we get some kind of massive collapse back down for the retest. But all of that, HSI, your amplified RSI readings, you are getting there to at least provide a reaction. Maybe it's a 382, maybe it's a 236. That's our lowest. That puts you around 1,800. And even if we were just going to ride this downtrend, remember we talked about this thing. Simple downtrend, which for all your bear markets, I don't care if it's stocks, commodities, what have you, crypto, where is the safe space? If you want to be a bull, your safe space is to the right of this downtrend channel. So a lot of things here still reaction, but we've been deeply oversold, and then we went sideways for 4 weeks. Okay. That's selling drying up. Not a heck of a lot of buying demand, but the selling's clearly drying up. They can't take it lower than the 1,000 or 880 mark that they got it down to. Be aware of that. Now, there are altcoins that are in a different spot. And that's something we need to pay attention to. I brought this up on Tuesday, and I've been really focused on this. So let's go to totals. Total DeFi market cap. Really beautiful chart. This is without, no, this is DeFi, and I'll go to the one without Ethereum and Bitcoin. Beautiful, deep crab. Confirmation, okay, triggered last week. Your check back number is 38 billion. You're trading 43 billion, but it's very close. You're trying to consolidate. This could be a week away. And if you check out your indicators on DeFi index, you pop out, you're in full reaction territory. Here's total crypto market cap. Okay, that HSI is clearly out, which is beautiful because we would expect that harmonic strength index indicator No matter what the price action is going to do, at least it would be up until we get to the minimum 50 level, or preferably to the next overbought extreme, and amplified RSI giving us the W complex formation as the starting point. Again, long term, just a starting point. This one is still underneath your downtrend underneath, so it has a lot of work to do. But I'll get to the illustration in a second. Our typical expectation is if this is going to be a W complex formation, give you a short-lived reaction, we go for the retest later, maybe later this fall. But for now, we got to just read the writing on the wall, read the patterns, read the confirmation. We are popping it this week, and that's a good thing. I mean, you're not. I really wish Ethereum would have hit the 680 level. I would have considered that a flush. I would have considered that capitulation. And maybe we'll come back down at a later date. But for right now, I have enough here to say short-term reaction in development. Take that for what you want or how you want to trade it. But I think it's time to hit some gas back onto crypto. Even with these brokerages, Voyagers, the most recent one, you got a lot of interesting things going on behind the scenes with these crypto brokers. Sam Bankman-Fried probably wants to end up owning the whole industry, and he very well may. We'll have to look at his FTX in a moment. Here's the total 3 cap. This is a beauty. This is one where you turn off all the noise and you say, okay, I'm going to read Scott's books, and oh boy, there's a bat pattern. Looks like straight out of the book, but we need confirmation, and we have it. Here's your confirmation. Just last week, your check back level is 341 billion. You didn't get all the way down there, and this is all crypto except Bitcoin and Ethereum, but still in a very good spot. The other thing I would be triggering off of, and I think you're still deep in the zone. Like you're not. It's not that you are missing much on this yet, because your XA level is there. Your terminal bar is here at about 403. We're still trading 370 billion. With your ideal checkback number right there at 345. Should not go lower than that for now. And you're starting to make progress out of the zone. The final piece that I want to see that would be a demonstrative price action realization here simply is a 3-bar breakout. What is a 3-bar breakout? Take your last 3 levels, last 3 candles, 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty nice stabilization range. You get above and close above 394 billion. You got room to run. You have room to run. First time. I mean, we're talking weekly charts here, folks, and we got signals. We've got signals. Okay? It's not like 2 months ago in April when we were just really beside ourselves of the breakdown action and, fishing for deep numbers. This is for real. Big stuff here, folks, on crypto. And again, big stuff for reactions from major oversold levels. Let's go to Sandbox. This is one that I think is quickly playing catch up. If you want your metaverse, you want to be in there, check this out. Okay, incredible bat pattern. Not to mention, I mentioned this on Tuesday, your absolute high to low of this move, that downtrend was broken 2 weeks ago. And literally today, maybe last night, you started the breakout. You want to see a close and a rally above 137. To get the 3-bar confirmation reversal, and then look out. Our target 1 is until 383, and that's what I'd be gunning for. I would run this up off these lows. I'm long some Sandbox, by the way. Disclosure statement, I'm long Sandbox. And if we get the move, target one is at 383. Okay, triple. And then I would look for this to exhaust itself out. Maybe in the next, I don't know, 4 to 5 months. We're talking a 30-week count now. You could even start your count from a few weeks ago. Looks like this. There's the completion of the pattern. Here's confirmation. But in a general sense, we could do it like this, where your whole 30-week, 30-bar count puts you to, oh, I don't know, yeah, December, early December. It's going to take time, but you are in the early stages of a massive reversal of an 8-month, 9-month bear market, wicked 90% down move with confirmation, with a pattern. Now you start to march up again. Let's check out the other indicators because Sandbox is in a better spot than most. Interestingly enough, check out what Sandbox is doing on the weekly. All right, your green line has stopped right here, meaning you had a prior reading on amplified RSI oversold, came all the way up to the 50, did a dance, and now the green line just stopped. And when that green line stops, so just a rule of thumb for the average is basically, that triggered the oversold reading, retested and bounced. So in the last week or two, this is as strong of a continuation move in the indicator that you can get. And I want to highlight it. It's an impulsive move because it just dipped into the oversold and then came out. But this is important. I've talked about this in some seminars before. I'll just lightly touch on it today. But look, if you can get a zigzag W formation, it's just like a BAM in the indicator where you get 3 of the 4 points. You get an X, an A, B, C, 4 of the 5. And then you break above your B point. Well, that shoots a gap on the indicator structure basically up to wherever your 886, 110 is, 50 level. And so minimum reaction up to the 50 level on sand gets you some follow through. Not to mention Harmonic Strength Index. Check this out today. Just cracking not only above the 50, but above that prior reading. These are critical levels. So today's close, tonight's close, anything above, what is that? 136. 136. And it's gone. And you start the march. They're not all like this, believe me. There's many that still have a lot of time. They're not in a nearly as good of a position, but let's highlight the few that are. So that's one. Here's the other. Decentraland. This one I like because look, weekly check back. I mean, it was almost perfect. And that comes in, what's the low there? 78, 79. We were flirting with 80 just recently. And check out the safe space. We are to the right of this downtrend. Okay? From the high all the way down to your low. All right, this is another example of even if we had something like there, you're here and you're that far underneath the trend line, look how much work you have to do until you finally get out of that downtrend. So where we are today, completely different spot than say 8 weeks ago. Hey, Claire. Claire's asking, what would the stop be on sand? I think under 80 cents. This is you almost go on a 1 bar. Almost going at a 1 bar. Weekly time frame follow through. These are in a good spot. Again, they're going to take time, but they've come out of their way. Here's Matic. Check out Matic. Beautiful shark pattern. We treat it the same way. Terminal bar, confirmation, get to the right of this downtrend over here is where you're going to see the development. Matic is 55 cents. That was as high as 260. Okay, a long way to go. At least what you're seeing is really nice development. It's better than even back here. I mean, even if you were looking for something in here to be a continuation low, no. This is a lot better because look how much time you have spent down at this 40-cent level, 50-cent level, and stabilize where your lows are holding. Versus back here, you had a lot of probing of the $1.40 level, $1.38, and you had an HSI, but really not a tight check back, no pattern. Believe me, I would say next week you see acceleration in the ones that have not started yet. Some have, others need more time. Here's Link. Link's got a weekly HSI at 656. Okay, and then daily time frame. Where did my crab go? No, I can't even breathe. Hold on. Where did that crab go? Get back here. I had a crab off of there. All-time 886 too. I got to check my data feed. But hey, a lot of people love Link, say it's going to be the bank, crypto bank of the future. I don't know, 670. You're at 660 now. If you wanted to take a whack at that, go for it. That's where you want to be, at least trying, attempting long positions. Let's get to a couple others. Here's that FTT. FTT, okay, FTX token. It's a type 2. It's a rather strange type 2 Gartley, but it's a Gartley. It's type 2. This one, okay, there's your type 1. Come up, hit the target, back down. Now we're ready for type 2 reversal. Do we get the check back at $20? I don't think so. We retested the bar. You didn't retest the low. So even if you wanted to wait until you got a clear breakout above 30, you would still be fine. You're not chasing it. Couple more. This is probably the most important crypto discussion I've had since of the year, the bullish discussion of the entire year, maybe if not in a year. Solana, weekly, HSI checking back right at your 886, okay? 31.15, now trading 38. This is early. And check out the daily patterns. Eek! Beautiful bat pattern. Beautiful on the daily. The harmonic pattern collection algorithms are picking that up automatically. And then check out the perfect check back we had just last week. I mean, that's, you trigger there. You registered there. Also, take a look at things like your amplified. You're already out of the zone. That's in a different position than some of the other ones like Ethereum, where your amplified RSI has not even popped out yet. Very close, and once it does, that acceleration should take the price off of these lows. Thank you, James. I want to thank James. I want to thank everybody in the chat, and I want to thank the makers of Benadryl. I think that's, I forget who makes that, Abbott Labs or something. I wouldn't even be on today if it wasn't for Benadryl. I'd be talking like this the whole time. So I still am, but we're going to make it. We'll make it. Here's storage. Looks like this puppy wants to run. Already a double off the low. Look at our weeklies. Weekly HSIs. Big stuff. Okay, people that don't know harmonic patterns are still, sitting on their hands. For us, this is the first stuff we have been anticipating. Haven't we been anticipating this, folks? How long have we been anticipating this? 2 months? 3 months? And now it's here. So we don't shy away. We embrace. There's a lot to embrace today. Here's Bitcoin. Do we even talk about Bitcoin? Okay. HSI on the weekly, much like Ethereum, but it's a laggard. Personally, when I look at the indices, I break down the crypto market. to me, it seems like Bitcoin will lag here, and the altcoins are in position to do a nice pop. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. I don't really normally look at that, but let's just take a look. Bitcoin dominance. Ooh, that had a weekly bearish HSI on the down to the downside and some overbought. We did trace out a few patterns here. Shark, all of that at around 40%, 39%. You had a couple signals. I think this is a good chart to look at because check out what the Bitcoin dominance chart did, where we had our first HSI signal and it checked back, came back, checked back at 39.72%, and that's the floor. You had a check, you registered the HSI, then you came back several weeks, checked it back there. You did it again. You formed another HSI. The next one, it checked back again. That's critical. Okay, I would expect maybe if Bitcoin dominance is going to come down, maybe that's when we see some of these alts continue to go. Let's look at a couple more of those big ones. Here's Avalanche. Beautiful. Avalanche, look, this is not easy, okay? Especially if you're new. If you're new to harmonic patterns, you're new to harmonic trading, welcome. But we have to bring in, you have to learn some of the basic confirmation strategies that we talk about, which is harmonic strength index. We start with relative strength, and I think a lot of the relative strength figures are starting to pop and turn around. But this is how we know we really have something to be considering. And here's Avalanche, basically around 16 bucks. You're trying to trigger here. You're coming out of the zone on both of them. You have a W formation on Amplified on Avalanche. All of that, anywhere under $20, quite frankly, is probably your target range for this. And I'm expecting maybe not a massive run, but a sweeping low like you had back in 2021, last summer. Weekly triggered, you checked back, and then you started your build. That's what I want to see here. Cosmos, okay? It's another one. Everyone was loving that. On the daily chart, I know we've got, excuse me. Oh, get back here. We had a crab on the daily. I'll come back to this. I don't know. Maybe it's a weekly. I know Cosmos had a big pattern on the daily or weekly. Either way, you're seeing the confirmation across the board. No way, Klaus. Klaus, how'd you even get in here? Klaus is saying we will eat the bugs. No, we won't. We will all go vegan. We won't eat bugs. We'll just eat plants. We will spoil your plans. Axis Infinity, Axie Infinity, whatever. Okay, I don't care what it is. Just give me a pattern, big shark. Just give me a pattern, folks, so I can give you a reaction. And there it is. You come down, you hit the hop level around 19. You finally triggered at 12, 13. We did run into a bearish candle, bearish HSI, that is. Okay, and that went back down for a little bit more fun. But your absolute low is about $12.45 on Axie. Also, for every crypto that you look at from here on out, if it's down big, and most of them are 70, 80, 95%, look, we got to get to the right. We got to get to the right. I mean, this was a little tough because you have that wick that popped out. I mean, we could be super conservative or we can get that tight. You're to the right. You're to the right of that all-time downtrend. Now, talk to me about 30 days, 30 bars, 30 whatever. 30, 30, 30, folks. You need to put that 30 number in your brain. There's confirmation. Bang, goes. 30 bars is like there. July 16, we should see some reaction up until July 16. minimum. Uh, Evan is saying he never uses leverage, but you kind of want to right now. Yeah. I think for the first time all year, you could talk about the L word. You could talk about the leveraged crypto. Don't bet above your head. But yeah, look, this is deep. This is the scenario I've been waiting for, wanted to see, and until it did it, I wasn't going to touch it. Okay, now we can kind of start to crawl back into this space carefully, and check your broker, please. Make sure your broker hasn't lent out 2,000 Bitcoin to, somebody named Do Kwon or anything like that. Let's look at crypto.com. I'll look at that, my friend. You want to see crypto? Crypto.com is another one that is beautiful. I mean, there with a pattern, confirmation, everything we want to look at crypto.com. Massive bat pattern, awesome. Deep crab, doubly awesome. Two patterns overlapping each other. The general area from 10 cents to 16 cents is fair game. You could click that button anywhere between 10 cents and 16 cents and still not get me mad. You'd still be a permissible execution. I call it the permissible execution zone, although I don't reference that too much. But that's where you are. And we came back for the check back. We did get a little bit of a retest. Check this out. Okay, after the arrow here, we got a check back. We never got back to that low, but that's okay. We're sitting on a couple hop levels. Basically 10 cents is your big number. You're now trading 12.2. I think the weekly, yep. Check out that beautiful weekly. Oh, HSI sitting on the low at 10 cents with the check back. Let me blow that up. I'm a big believer in single bar theory. That is, there's always going to be one candle that's going to be your trigger. Always. And you want to base that decision, you want to base your metrics off of that I call the trigger bar. So that's kind of what we want to see. CRO, crypto.com, quite early. Also, depending on your data feed, okay, some are going to trigger this week, some are going to triggered last week. Where's TradingView? TradingView feed here off of Coinbase is trying to trigger this week. These are weekly too. The dailies had a lot of patterns in them. There's Coinbase. Perfect deep crab at the hop. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Probably needs a little bit more time. You're not in your safe space in terms of the downtrend. That would be like, drawing it off your CD leg. It's like there. But you're close. Someone wanted to look at Mana, Decentraland versus Sandbox. I can do that. I like Mana. It's another one I longed recently. This one check back was 80 cents. Came really close. 75 cents. Got down to 80 this week and had some really interesting things here. Your 4-hour chart. Couple of deep crab confirmed there. And plenty of time. I prefer Sandbox over Decentraland because I think the patterns, the confirmation structure is better. But I think these are fair game. Beautiful patterns. This is kind of the dream scenario we waited for last month. Get to the right of this downtrend. A lot of comments about the 11,000 Bitcoin. That is not what I'm not dismissing 11K as the ultimate target. I'm saying this is the first reaction off of this 8-month devastation. And we could still go through a phase of reaction and retest. Type 1 reaction, type 2 return. Let's go back to the historic precedent. Our historical precedent takes us back to Bitcoin on the weekly. Okay, study these patterns. Get the software. If you're new to everything, folks, again, go to harmonictrader.com, please. Get on the basic members page and just access NinjaTrader. Okay, send your username to this email address and you'll get 14 days. So that's what I want everyone to do. If you're not set up with TradingView, Harmonic Pattern Collection Lite, that's what you need to start with. And then we need to go to your books, Volume 2, great one for confirmation. Volume 3, great for confirmation as well. This is the kind of thing that I want to see on a weekly. It's an RSI BAM, but we're applying it to amplified. So amplified RSI, that's a little more aggressive than our standard relative strength. But this is the model. We get the W formation. We get a move up to the 50 at a minimum, which is, essentially where are we in the crypto space is basically 1 bar plus the X. And this reaction I'm talking about is just that, a reaction up over the next 12, 15, 20 bars, 20 weeks. And then maybe we come back down and retest that. That's the model I'm using, and it's a lot like what we saw off of these patterns on the weekly where Bitcoin came up, target 1, and then back down for the completion. Take a look also. We have, it's not a perfect complex structure, but it was pretty close here on the bottom side. But a nice move where we get some kind of a bounce and then come back to retest. Don't be surprised. But it's just in a spot now where Bitcoin and Ethereum and a lot of them are registering these beautiful metrics. And HSI, where that's the starting point. Don't get me wrong. It's a starting point. Some of the altcoins started last week. But Mana versus Sandbox, I'll take Mana. I'll take Sandbox over Mana. Here's another one. One that I bailed on. Maybe I should get back in. Chiliz. Not that I really like it, but okay. Basing out in this deep crab. Take the downtrend. Tell me about the downtrend. What's the downtrend doing? Encompass all of those peaks into the zone. You're to the right of that downtrend. So by definition, that's the safe space. That's the spot we've been talking about. To generate a signal to the right of that downtrend, please. And start your march to 17.6 cents. No, let's not do Moonboy. Squirrely Crypto is saying he wants to go from bearish to temporary Moonboy. No, let's go to harmonic reaction. That's it. Don't get me wrong. We're just talking reactions. And this could be another crypto straight up reaction. It could be something like this on Chiliz, and a lot of them, we get some follow through, could give you a little impulsive 1618 move like this. Like you go there to there, and then a 1618 from this B to C move. Your 1618 is like right there again, almost exactly at the 17.6 cents. And then come back down. I want people to understand this is the framework in action. This is how we look at every opportunity. We're still in a type 1 reaction here. We come up to target 1 and then come back down to retest. Then we would have the larger possibility after the retest to really go. The 1-2, 1-2 every time. Don't dismiss it. So just think reaction, but nice reaction. Let me give you guys one or two more. Where's Band? Band was a big one. Band on the weekly band. There you go. Weekly band. Bat action magnet move. Down to the 886. Then Check it out. HSI. Right there. 1.44 cents. Okay, so you're still under that zone. Here's one for you folks. Banned. Was 22. Now is $1.40. Registering HSI and going sideways for 4 weeks. Sometimes sideways is better than up, because you know you're trying to shake out the last of the last. All you need to see is a close above $1.62, and band will have completed a 3-bar reversal. I don't want to get anybody crazy here, but target 1 is $10. You could say, what? $10? Yeah, $10. It's because your retest of your X point is so low. But the algos are picking that up. HSI is pointing the way. Let's ride. Don't get crazy, though. Don't get crazy. What's the problem with getting crazy at the moment? We know that it's a reaction. It still could take more time. And especially for you leverage players, you folks could get ground down to nothing if you don't get it. So but we're at A1 position, and you are in your verifiable downtrend safe space. You are to the right of the downtrend. You want that. That's believe me, these signals to the right, when they develop in this fashion and they take their time, they're kind of worth it. Because it makes sense where you shake it out. You get out of this downtrend first. Okay? And then you do some bouncing around and then give some kind of trigger to the right. Don't dismiss this. This is big, big stuff in development. Here's BAT token. This is what can happen. So Brave, the BAT, BAT, the basic attention token, this is great development. And the daily, I know, had a couple things down here. There you go. Deep crab. Bingo. This is your poster child, folks. Now, BAT never gave you the check back. Okay, some are going to give you a perfect check back. You did get some consolidation, but where are you to the right of that downtrend? You're clearly in the safe space. You are safe to the right of that downtrend. Heck of a lot better than being under the downtrend over here. Why? Because you have encompassed, you started with the peak of the pattern and basically taking every point and extending that trend line. Now we're to the right and we're still deep in the zone. That's nice stuff. I'm expecting 55.5 cents on BAT. That's probably further along than a lot of them. More than I've seen. Even if we went like that, you're still to the right. I don't know. Gregory, who's Gregory? I don't know. I don't really listen. I'm just going with the big ones. Band, BAT. They're all there. Again, they look like the alts. Probably because the alts were absolutely destroyed. That they have, even if we do a nice reaction here, they're still going to be a lot further down than, say, than Bitcoin did. Here's Algorand. Okay. What's this retracement right here? First person who can put up that correct number on Algorand. What's that retracement? Without even me measuring it, you'll win a book. I'm going to give away a couple volume 3s today. I said I would on Tuesday, so let's give a couple away. What's that? What's that retracement? Got to give me the number. First person to give me that number without me measuring it out. Let's go. You guys are slow. Christina, you win. 886. Exactly. Christina wins a book. Christina, you got to contact Miss Stephanie in the Discord. Send her your address. Oh, just get ready, guys. We'll do a couple more. And please, only if you haven't received a volume 3 from me before. But there's the 886. Algorand. The 382 is at $1.32. Don't be surprised if that could make a run up there and then come back in that regard. We're in a serious rebound phase. We just entered it. It's like, you know, it's like Star Trek Enterprise. Beam me over. Scotty. Get into the new dimension. Get out of these oversold zones once and for all. Even with Algorand, here's the big event I'm looking for is a break above the 50. Get me some reaction fuel. Cardano, another one. This has got it's not as nice in terms of the pattern, but boy, the indicators look really, really strong. Cardano, the weekly. Check out this weekly Binance feed. Check back on HSI at 48 cents. You're still underneath there. But take a look. This is the bigger assessment, okay? You have an initial low and then a secondary low that's higher. We could say that's an HSI divergence, if you will. But just the fact that that's a higher level is important. Now, Cardano just needs to get above that 50 level, and then you could get a little bump. I mean, not huge, but percentage-wise, yeah, huge percentage-wise. 2 HSI signals on the daily. All of that, again, sets you up to go to 60, maybe 70 cents. I would, again, this is early. But that's our job, is to spot the signals, put them together in the right sequence, and be there at the right place, the right time. Quick question. Squirrely Crypto, does HPC show up on mobile TradingView? It sure does. It's very cool, actually. I use it almost every day on my phone, except for when I'm sick and I don't go outside. But, yeah, I run it. I run TradingView on my phone, and the patterns come up and the signals come up. It's beautiful. Check it out. If you haven't taken the time, take the trial, please. For a lot of people, it's the game changer. A lot of people get on the trial and then they're just blown away. Here's Ave weekly. Okay, this is actually pretty interesting because check out the amplified RSI. Green line has stopped. You had a secondary retest. That's confirmation. Ave's up 10%, 13% today. But look, this one, 886 and then some. Looks like this. You need to get to the right of that downtrend. Let's bring the downtrend in there. And let's just line it up right. There you go. You know, your 886 was 93. You're still 71. On the daily, I know Ave, maybe it was Monero. I get these Aves, Moneros, Zcashes. I get these all confused. Yeah, Ave was a 4-hour shark. Okay. Ave's a 4-hour shark that took its time. Your terminal bar on Ave was at 65. Your confirmation came in at the hop at 44. That's amazing. I say go to 89, 90 bucks now. Hey, Mitch Ray in the chat. What's up, Mitch? How are you? I've been a little under the weather, my man. But we will get together. Maybe next week we do a double shot Thursday. Let me know, all right? I'm still getting over this thing. I caught it at the very beginning of the week. I was kind of angry about it. But, you know, I think Mitch sees this stuff too. I popped in just for a minute last night, but, you know, Mitch has been calling the same thing. Finally getting there, starting to break out on some of this stuff on the downtrend. Again, this is early, and folks, you've got plenty of time, but get them up on your chart. Here's Alice. Oh, Alice. Alice. Because I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, right? I bet you guys don't know that song. Here's Alice on the 4-hour. What's the daily, though? I know there's Oh yeah, the daily on Alice is these are the things that it's for me, quite frankly, I've been chomping at the bit on a lot of these because this is a tough place to be with such a beautiful crab pattern at 230 with a terminal bar. Your hop level 172, but look, the completion is on that bar way back in May. First confirmation didn't happen until June, and then we had a secondary HSI. This is actually better than the other ones. This is did the thing where we ran into the counter HSI about 2 weeks ago, and as that always happens when you have a bullish zone and then you run into a bearish HSI arrow, it's going to take more time until you check back or develop another arrow. Well, we did that on the daily, and this is a 3-bar reversal in action. You had to check back. Excuse me, 1 second. I got to blow my nose. This is ridiculous. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, okay. You had a 3-bar breakout now, and this is Alice. This is metaverse stuff. I kind of what I'm seeing are metaverse. Metaverse seems to be the areas where these are lining up best. Sandbox, Decentraland, Alice. Now, what's a 3-bar? Well, there's confirmation. Okay? No perfect check back, but where is the first place you break out of a 3-bar range? After the confirmation. There, no, there, no, no. Really, your first place was there. But then you run into a bearish HSI, which says, come on back down, retest a little bit more time. Here's a perfect check, confirmation, check back, and you go. And with the current bar, today's current candle is going to clear out the last 3 days. Actually, the last 6 days. That's the kind of thing you want to see to get it going. And you're still in the zone. Terminal bar is 230. You're trading 248. XA is 322. Where can this go? Well, look, we always want target 1. We always want to see and aim for target 1 when you're coming out of a zone. That's at 455. You have a lot of elements here that suggest this is possible. Keep an eye on it. I mean, this is big stuff. I think we could come here a week from now and be above maybe even some of these prior monthly highs, because that's going to be your obstacle. Look, the weekly is so devastating. Take a look on something like this Alice, whatever it is, Alice in Wonderland, whatever. But check it out. If we just turn it all off, turn off all of the propaganda, and yeah, it's propaganda, it's financial market propaganda. Turn on your charts, dial in on the technicals. This is the kind of position you want to be in. You want an arrow. You want to be to the right of this downtrend. Okay, major devastation. That's okay. I'm not a part of it. I'm a part of this point going to the right. And how long will it take? Well, 30 bars. Give me 30. That's your window. 30 weeks, 30 bars. Take you out. I'll take it to the end of the year. Let me bring this over. In the same way that I was talking about 2 weeks and looking at this 2-week window for confirmation and check back, I'll now go default to a 30-week window, basically saying this whole thing could develop into the end of the year. It's going to take time, and I still want to see a 3-bar breakout on the weekly, but you have a lot of things that you didn't have before. That's the big news. That's, for me, when you look at the crypto space and you see all of this is materialized, it's big stuff. And if you turn off the TV and you just go off the signals and the charts, a lot of them are there. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Here's Dash. What is it? It's a butterfly. Okay? Dash, perfect check back. Check back at 42.80. You checked back last week, and now you're starting to turn around. You get a candle that breaks above 51, whatever, 51, 51.50, then you got room to run. And it's another target one, type 1 move. That's the position you are in. This one needs probably more time than others. A lot of those metaverse are to the right of their downtrend. Okay, this one, it's almost there. Another week, 2 weeks, you're out. That's what I want to look at. You want to line these up now. Maybe narrow it down to a list of about a half a dozen plays. And look for a bounce and just a reactive bounce. That's it. Beyond that, not much more. You want to look at, did we look at Engine? There's eGold. Someone wanted eGold. Yeah, we looked at eGold on Tuesday. This is doing the thing. It's to the right of that downtrend after triggering Harmonic Strength Index. Harmonic Strength Index on the weekly has triggered. On the daily, it looks like this. No pattern. Maybe there's a deep crab there. I don't know why the software is not generating it, but I'd be looking down in this level here. That one isn't as good as, say, which is this? On the weekly, was it ENS or ETC? One of these puppies had a big pattern down there. Oh, yeah. Okay, Ethereum Classic. Here's a type 2. It's ugly, and it's tough to see, but on the daily, take a look. This is what I think could happen with the type of reaction I'm discussing. Maybe not as extreme as this happened, but on Ethereum Classic, you had a lot of the similar deal here of you had a pattern, delayed confirmation, and then you got a stringent move up to target 1, and it came all the way back down. That's possible with where we are. I would say for those situations that mirror what Ethereum Classic did at the beginning of the year, you're like here. And you go back to target 1 and then come back down for a retest. You did have the check back on the daily and the weekly at around 13 cents, 13 bucks. This is starting point material. Give me a 3-bar breakout, which a lot of them are doing today. Check out what Ethereum Classic's doing. Count their bars. We need a close, and this is important. Mitch Ray will be streaming tonight. Go to his stream over at Mitch Ray TA, and he'll cover it for you. But check this out. I want to see that bar close above 15.52. If you do, then we get some nice follow through. And that should happen now, where you go day over day as you climb out of this hole and you start to move. Oh, here's Polkadot. This one had checkbacks all over the place. Okay, your daily time frame on DOT, all of those levels scraping basically $6.65. That's just significant, really. There's on the tether. Can we bounce off of that? Check out your weekly. Your weekly HSI all the way at the all-time 886. We know what that is. Full harmonic reset. Go off the low. Go high to low. Check out 886 is right there on that bar. Beautiful. What's the 382? About $26. All right. Your confirmation happened 5 weeks later. And we did retest the low of last week's candle. Now going bullish. That could be another one. Take a little chunk. All right, Bob, you'll get XRP. Bob's been clamoring about XRP the whole session. XRP looks like this. Remember this big bat pattern? We had a couple. On the daily, on the weekly and daily, they're different. But Here at 37 cents, you have the check back finally. And that's at 32 cents. So you're still deep in that oversold. I know we had a Gartley. We had a weird Gartley earlier, which maybe it was on the daily. Yeah, we had this on the daily. We had this Gartley. It was 47 cents was your hop level. But you actually had two. You have this crazy one. How do you handle those situations? Well, show me where HSI is. Even on that Gartley, you ran up to a negative or a bearish HSI, which took you all the way back down into the zone. But I think there's better ones. Again, let's go back to the simple downtrend assessment. All right, where are you relative to that downtrend for XRP? You have a lot of work to do. So, we've seen how that can vacillate. If you're well under your downtrend line, yeah, that's going to take more time. I just think you have to look at all of these, the severity of the downtrend, most of these being down 90, 95%. Yes, they are oversold, but at what point do they trigger and give us verifiable signals other than, shoveling out some more BS narrative that doesn't work? We got to measure. We got to trigger off the critical bars. We need the signals and get into the bullish space, safe space, get to the right. I would love to see this signal over here. I would rather buy XRP at 45 or 50 cents here to the right of that downtrend than 30 down here, because I know I'm going to have to do a lot of fighting of the selling pressure until I can clear out. I mean, just draw the slope of the trend line puts you into October, November before you can consider that. Yes. A lot here, folks. Really, I'm happy to see it because I know many people are really into the crypto, even as kind of like a vote with your wallet kind of a statement. But we've seen the problems. Crypto has shown you that it's as vulnerable as the financial markets. It can be manipulated in the same way. So maybe the next cycle, halving cycle or whatever, we take those lessons with us and we remember what the dynamics of the framework are. Because if we can get the move, oh yeah, here's XRP, there's on the weekly, that's a beautiful bat pattern. Actually, that's probably the pattern. But you still need to get outside of that downtrend. You checked back perfectly on that weekly HSI around 31 cents. I just think you're going to take time to get out of that zone. But everything that you want to see is there, starting with last week. So go to 30 bars, 30 weeks. 30 weeks from that confirmation puts you somewhere around January to get back to 95 cents. Possible. But I would not think the acceleration of that move occurs until maybe October or November when you get out of that, clear out of that bar. So if you like XRP, so be it. But just know where the metrics line up, where your favorable risk to reward ratios are going to be, will be to the right of that downtrend. Although this is a great spot, you would expect a lot of more volatility, gyration until we see the move happen. It's a big day for crypto, kids. Huge. As I've been saying long ago, I haven't said this in a while, we are back in business, at least for now. That's a good place to be. Binance Coin, this is a mystery to me. Binance Coin trying to hold up here. No pattern. Nothing really that I can sink my teeth into other than maybe some HSI. This is still much like the other ones. Not nearly as good of a position. It could bounce. You get a nice move, but I would favor the ones like the Sandbox, the metaverse plays that I've been looking at, and other altcoins that are to the right of their downtrend. Looks like the big cap players have a lot of work to do. Maybe you can get that out. Maybe you can get the smaller ones to move with less cash. You don't need Bitcoin to do much. I mean, Bitcoin's got the deep crab here, folks. And it's trying to do a 3-bar reversal unto itself. Check out the zone. And you'll see that, it's easy to say like, oh, okay, the 3-bar reversal, well, that could happen a lot. No, it doesn't. Actually, when you're in a zone and you don't see a clear 3-bar breakout where the single candle not only breaks above a 3-bar range, your past 3-bar range, but closes above that. All right, so here's Bitcoin Coinbase feed. There's the completion of the pattern all the way at 22,000, but confirmation did not happen until 17.9. No check back, but there's not a single bar that closes above a prior 3-bar range until today. Even this candle, that's an impressive candle. Let's blow it up. But it's not a 3-bar breakout. Why? Because that's the 3rd bar. So go 1, 2, 3. Oh, it would have to be there. Let's keep it moving. That one close above? Nope. Nope. Did that one? Nope. For the first time, you are above a 3-bar range. Now you have to close above essentially 20,740. That will start the process. Just start the process for some kind of reactive move. Get back into the zone. I think the mid 20,000s would help you. I think we could still do a 1-2, some kind of reactive move, come up, and then come back down for the second retest, down into this 11.5. 11.5, look, that doesn't change. I want to be clear about that. The BAT scenario, the BAM, BAT action magnet move that we have outlined forever, okay, is still lining up for all-time 886, or at least off the 2020 low, like this. And 886 all the way down at, give one back here, like that. 11.6, 11.5. But we're still anticipating this short-term weekly reaction. And you can go, there is precedent. In the development, we had 2 times this has happened. The first one, okay, your first HSI was there. You had a little bit of a thrust and then back down. This is more of what I think. You go back to late 2019. You came down, you checked back around 7,000. You made a run to 10,000 and then got slammed back down to finally complete the bat. That's how I think this could shape up to get down there, where this is going to give you more time. This now stretches out over the next 20 to 30 weeks. All reactive stuff, and then you roll over for the final test. But for now, with what we see daily, weekly, I can't ignore it. I cannot ignore it, will not ignore it. This is how we read the charts, the harmonic patterns. When you're in that position, you cannot ignore what's going on there. I think favor the alts. Favor maybe the top 50 to 100 alts and look for them to pop. Bitcoin will probably be slow. Percentage-wise, won't be as good as some of these others that have moved. But they're in a position where, yeah, I don't be surprised to see them react over the next handful of weeks. Let me do 1 or 2 more. Yeah, I got that. I'm doing this here. I've got my e-signal alert going off. Let's bring in the futures chart. Okay, I'm going to do focus. We talked about this on Tuesday, and I want to highlight this. Same deal. We want a 3-bar move. Okay, we want a 3-bar breakout. We're not there. This is GBTC. We talked about this massive Gartley, and that's what it is. It's a massive Gartley. That's a nice pattern. And this is another reason why we look at other instruments to really get a sense of what's happening. But I'm not going to ignore that pattern. That's a beautiful Gartley. But I still want to see a 3-bar breakout above this zone. Your 786 is at 1640. The PRZ was blown out. Don't get me wrong. Okay, we gapped through that zone on Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, basically negating it. That candle was the exhaustion candle. How do we know? Well, it stopped. That single candle stopped it. But now I want to see a 3-bar range break out. Actually, your 3-bar range would be there at 1579. If we hold this area this week, maybe by next week, if you get above 1425, that would get you going. Okay, you want to see something that will at least register this to get a reactive move. It can be something as simple as this counter trend move from January. From 20 to 33. You project that same distance, you get a reciprocal move up to about $23. So that's, just think reaction, but it's not going to take more than a weekly candle to do it. And the daily is actually clearer on that. The daily looks like this. Okay, devastated. No daily pattern, by the way, but look, we're just nailing it down. A 3-bar breakout on the daily is in development currently. Anything above 13, a close on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust today above 13 could finally give you something. Not huge, but a strong counter trend reaction. This thing is washed out. It's washed out. If it wasn't going to capitulate last month, which it did not, it's going to take more time and have to basically do a reverse thrust up, reactive thrust up, and then go. I did mention this. Amplified RSI has a W formation, and you keep moving up. That's a really nice position to be in. And this would still reaction, but I would look for something like that and then come back and retest. And it would be down here in several weeks, a couple of months, that I would anticipate the larger potential. For now, you got some decent formations that get you to essentially go a little bit higher, get a reaction off of these lows. Let me go to Bitcoin futures. Then I'm going to wrap it up because I really wanted to focus on crypto today. I know we've got a rebound in crude oil. Dollar index is still raging. The markets are trying to turn around. But I think, listen, I always want to be early. Okay? Sometimes being early is a detriment because you're entering the position too early where you go through some drawdown. I'm watching the hop level on this bullish crab pattern, 19,416 on the futures contract. And look what's happening. Your first 3-bar candle. Okay? First one has to close today above 20,000, call it 20,800. So you need to hold your head where you are today, get moving, and certainly if you're above 21.5, 21.6, yeah, you could get a nice little, maybe an impulsive 1618 rally to there. 24, maybe 25, something like that. Do we need RSI BAM indicator on the charts? The RSI BAM, so the question James was asking is, do we need to look at RSI? I don't think so. I mean, I like to do, I always want to see triple confirmation. I would love to see amplified RSI develop over and into an extreme compared with HSI and standard RSI. If you go back to, say, April, there was amplified oversold. Here was HSI oversold, but nothing in standard RSI. In fact, a continued downtrend. That's one sign of Just thinking reaction. Actually, don't think breakdown or it's going to fail. Just think your best hope is reaction. Even down here, I mentioned this on Tuesday. Look, we do have standard RSI with a big W formation, probably gets you to the 50, and then we come back down for the retest. Amplified, doing it a little bit faster, but get up, then maybe come back down. Maybe what could happen is that HSI does kind of drift up to the overbought eventually and then come back down for the bigger triple confirmation later. A few of these did not line up the way that would be an ideal absolute washout completion for, say, a triple confirmation, and that is mostly defined by standard RSI. And so standard RSI is helpful, I think, in those longer term scenarios as well. But you're going to see more in your amplified, which we do here. It's, again, all reaction. These are reaction formations. Your W formation in the complex oversold reading, that just says whatever comes out is going to be reaction. All right, a few more. Let's go bump to the other markets really quick. You guys want energy, you want crude oil, you want nat gas. Look, energy's all over the place. We'll maybe do a bigger workout on this on Monday. But there's crude oil. Okay, massive reaction. All you need to know, folks, 125, this essentially that range is your all-time 886. And we failed. Failed to break out above it. If anything, we ran right into it. So what do I want to see? Another bullish pattern. Something, 4-hour time frame, weekly. You need a structure at this point. ABCD, something off the high. There's a shark on the 4-hour. I did want to mention this, but still reaction. Type 1. You almost test the hop on this move at 94. I would say 95 is a big number. It has to hold. Even though that's the situation, here's the deal for crude. You go up to target 1, and then you come back down for the retest. It would be at this retest that if we're going to get a massive trend continuation, let it come back down, and then we go. We're still in reactive territory across the board, crude oil. Nice to see it bounce. I think it's getting manipulated. I personally think the price action is a big shakeout, and I still think longer term, crude oil will eventually trade to all-time new highs. How do we get there? You go up and you go down. That's the stair-step phenomenon of all price action. Natural gas, same thing. Okay, nat gas, look, 9 on the top side, 6 on the bottom. Okay, we can exceed both of them, but there you go. I know I did this, and I've done this, and I'll continue to do it. There's 9. Here's 6. Okay? Resistance, support. So tell me how you feel about nat gas now. Especially with the massive, I think that was almost a limit down move. That's an exhaustion candle, folks, right there. And talk about safe space. Nat gas is about to pull you to your safe space for a bullish breakout. Now I'll start looking at the $6 level. We're off of this downtrend that started back in June. It's pretty severe. I mean, a 50% correction in nat gas. That's not really a bear market. That's a stealth correction. But now we're to the right. We're in a safe space. Show me some signals here at 6. 6 has been, most of you know, $6 is our moving forward support on nat gas. One other one. There's gold. Gold's taken it on the chin lately. Okay. Couple of patterns down here. We're at 1750, folks. I didn't think we'd break 1800. What do you do? What do you do? Well, we have this crazy bat pattern that I mentioned before, but there's HSI trying to come in one more time. It's still a type 1. You didn't get to target 1. If we were at target 1 and then came down, I would say screaming buy. I'd be like, get ready. But until we can do this, back down under 1728 for gold, and then get to the right of the downtrend. Lots of work here. Lots of work. You haven't triggered anything yet, so gold's going to need more time. Again, another market that probably should be 1,000 higher from where it is, but we don't need to get into that conversation. Do I see any correlation between crude oil, NASDAQ, and the Dow? At certain times, absolutely. At certain times, you can have correlation where if crude oil goes up, maybe it's negative for the market in an inflationary environment like we are now, but in a deflationary environment like you had the last 10 years, when crude was up, the market went up, suggesting stronger economic activity. I would favor just setting up your type 1s, your type 2s. Jameson Alexander is calling for some kind of pattern. That's not my pattern, and that's not the cipher pattern is not harmonic, my friend, and I have nothing to do with that. And if anything, if there's a cipher on the monthly gold, I'd be concerned, because that pattern normally fails. All the patterns, the true harmonic patterns, are available on the basic members page. You go to here and get the books. All the patterns, really, the breakdown started here in volume 1. So if you're brand new, go to volume 1 and flip through. Amazing that these charts are now 20 plus years old, and you're going to see the same patterns. This was off of the first harmonic pattern software ever created. That was my harmonic analyzer program. Now we have harmonic pattern collection. But if you want to learn the true patterns, go to this volume 1 and just rip in and look at the standard metrics. Look at what our software was generating years ago. What was that? JP Morgan from October 2003. Beautiful bat pattern. I think that's something else people don't realize, is these patterns have materialized over and over again historically in the same regard. I've done the research. I had to. You go through and look at all different markets. The patterns will materialize in the same way on the same time frame, no matter what the market is. So dig into volume 1 because it's all there. Differentiating BAT versus Gartley. And then if you want to really get advanced, go to volume 3, because once you figure out the patterns, then you just need to differentiate the basic types of confirmation, divergence, confirmation, RSI BAM, and look at HSI as well, because that's when we put together all of the structure and indicator metrics that give us actionable opportunities. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about defining actionable levels. Yeah, there's a beautiful, that's what's that, page 260 in volume 3. That's an ideal confirmation model. 2 RSI tests. And for a lot of the crypto that we mentioned today, we're right here. We're right here trying to get out of the zone on your standard RSIs where you have a reaction up the 50 line, and it'll be rather sharp, and it will look for the retest later in the fall. It's shaping up in that way. We'll see how that comes together, but that's what I'm sticking to. So folks, jump over to Harmonic Trader. Get with not only the trading view, but everyone is welcome to try out these other platforms: MetaTrader, eSignal, NinjaTrader, Sierra Chart. I run at least 2 HPC Pros and TradingView. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens in front of me. So, get these tools in front of you, because the more exposure you have, the more you're going to see that the software is doing the work. You just need to put yourself in that right spot. Stupid Head is asking a stupid question. Will I ever do a volume 4? No. I don't know. Writing another book for me is, I think I'm retired. You can purchase the books online, and I never intended to write 4 books, but that's what happened. And I don't think there'll be a volume 4. Maybe in 10 years after I learn a few more things. So we'll see. What's up, Scotty? You're saying that crude oil has a pending bullish shark on the daily? I'll take a look. Well, let's save that for Monday, folks. I think we're in a good spot. We really are. Let this marinate a few days. We'll come back on Monday, and these should be in a perfect spot. If they're not there yet, by next week officially, we'll be there. So come on back. And I'll be better by then anyway. That's my plan. Hope you guys are doing well. Again, have a great one. Go get them as always, and we'll catch you on Monday at 12 noon. But before I go, for those that have hung out, let's give away 2 more books. So, okay. What are the 2 metaverse plays that I have featured today? Give me those 2 symbols, and I'll send out 2 more books. So volume 3 for anybody. So the 2 metaverse plays that I want everyone to be looking at today. 2 more books. We're giving them away right now. 2 more books for all the hangers on. Still here. What are the 2 symbols? Sand, good one. J, all right, J and P's. J, you have to contact Miss Stephanie on the Discord. And P's, P-E-E-Z, you guys win. Yes, sand and mana. Those are the takeaways for today. Look at Sandbox. Look at mana. These are probably the furthest along in all of the framework that we talked about. So for you guys to get your volume 3 books, get on the Discord, contact Miss Stephanie, and send her your home address, mailing address. We'll give away more books next Thursday. Thursday is going to be book giveaway day from going forward. So come on back, but we'll be here on Monday. Until then, folks, have a great weekend.